Hey all, hi. Welcome to the Redesign with Prima Facebook page. I am Jo. I'm brand ambassador for Redesign with Prima and you're watching me live today. I come twice a month live here to do something nice, innovative and interesting. So as you hop on here, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. It's good to know where all our followers are located and when you are tuning in from. I am based in McKinney, Texas, United States, because I know so many of you won't be from here. And I will be doing something really fun and creative on this waterfall buffet right behind me. So you see these drawers here, they are just plain and simple, and this whole piece is kind of plain and simple. So these are the details and these, so I really like them. I painted them in Wise Owl Snow Owl, that's a pure white, and I have heavy distressed it. Now these centers are so plain, so what I did is, I will just flip it here. Hey Carmelina! Hey guys, let them know where you're watching from and say hi as you tune in. So what I did is I did a raised stencil here. Is this visible? I know there is windows behind me, so there's a lot of glare, but just let me know if you can see this. So I created a raised stencil here, these two, just so that I could show you before I start working on and show you here that how it turns out. So it technically takes around 2 hours to dry, but you can dry it really quickly with a heat gun. Can you see this? Is it clear, or should I bring you a little more closer? Can you see this now? So this is the raised stencil that I did, and you don't need a lot of product. You just need stencil, a painter's tape, and the icing paste, the chalk paste. So I will just go ahead and show you what products I'm gonna use today. They are all here handy and just about to start. So this is the new release, the new stencil that just came in. It's dotted flourish. It is this stencil that I'll be using today. And what's the size? Let me read the size. Sheet is 9 by 13.5 inches. So this is how it looks like, the two patterns. And I just went this way and I put this stencil. So this is what I'm gonna use. This is the chalk paste that I will be using today. That is the chalky white. And I have a spatula here and a simple, craft stick here just to spread the paste, and a painter's tape. Now, the thing is that when you're doing your raised stencil, you want your stencil to lay flat without any, spaces here, so that your paste doesn't run underneath and spoil the whole stencil. Like this came out very clear. I will be using painter's tape, but I do want to show you that you can use a spray adhesive. This is an amazing 3M Super 77 spray adhesive you get in Lowe's and Home Depot. So you can just shake it and open it, and what you do is on the back side of it, you can put it on a hardboard or a rough paper or sheet. Just spray it. Once it's sprayed and the glue is on, you can go and put it right onto your furniture here and just start to do the stencil paste. But cleaning is a lot of work, so I don't use the spray adhesive. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be using the painter's tape, and it will turn out amazing. Okay, so I've done these two parts. I'm gonna be moving on to the center right here, and we will be working on this door. Okay, so how you know it's the front or the back is the Redesign with Prima, where it says like this, just the letter facing you, it's the front side of it, and this is the back side. So I'm going to take the painter's tape, and this is from a dollar store that I bought, but there are 3M and nice painter's tape in Home Depot and Loaves too. So this is my front side, and I'm going to be making a pattern like this. So I'm going to put one tape here on the top and one tape on the base, and I'm going to put it here. Then I want to see that my third stencil, where it's gonna go. So I can see this is the hole right here, so my second part is going here. So when I go and continue it, this space will be left, so I need to align it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a little bit of space on this side so that I have equal spacing on the sides. I hope you got it, what I'm trying to say. I'm just aligning it in the center so that it spaces out evenly. So this is where I am focusing on so that my stencil goes on straight. Once it is straight, I'm going to press the painter's tape nicely. And this piece is not sealed. I've just painted it, I sanded it down, it's smooth, and now I'm gonna be doing the raised stencil. So I'm gonna put one tip here and one tip here. Now I'm gonna take the chalk paste. This is how it looks like. This is a chalk paste white. I did it, so I've used it before. I'm gonna take a spatula and I'm going to start spreading it. So I'll take it on the spatula and I'm gonna start working on here. If you have any questions, do ask me. I will try to answer them as I am here. And I'm taking it directly from the jar and just spreading it. And it takes about 2 hours to dry. I did it before going on live around 1 o'clock, and I was checking on these stencil when it do the dry, and it took around 2 hours to dry. But you can speed up the process. You can use the heat gun or you can use a blow dryer and dry it faster. Probably I'm gonna do it because I want to finish it today. Not sure if I can do it all on the live because I don't like the sound of the blow dryer and heat gun on lives. So I will do that after the live just to speed up everything. So I'm pressing it with my hand because I know there is no adhesive on the back of the stencil and I don't want it to smudge, and hopefully it won't. Fingers crossed. Otherwise it's gonna be a bummer. And I will just take away the excess and then I will do the second one as we go, so that I just take the stencil off at one go. So the chalk paste comes in different colors. I chose white because I wanted a very muted look for this piece. As you can see, I've distressed it and painted white. So I'll see if it needs a coat of paint. Then once it dries, I will do a wash probably of the same color just to tone it down and match it with the color of the buffet. And I'm doing raised stencil for the first time. I mean with the chalk paste. I've done it before but never with the chalk paste. But I realize it's very easy. The consistency of the chalk paint is amazing. So once you're working on with the chalk paste, just try to do it at one go, because once you remove the stencil, you know you can't do much. So this is done and I'm gonna take it off and let's see how it comes out. Okay, so slowly I'll take the tape off. Whoop! It came out good. No smudges. And you see there is no paste that smudges or comes behind. So it's clean and ready to be used just right after this. Can you see it? It came out perfect, clean, and so beautiful. There is not even a single smudge, and that shows that you need not use a spray adhesive. You can still work with the chalk paste. So I'll use one more here, but I'm not going to use it right now because it is wet and I don't want to spoil this part. So I'll let this dry completely and then I'm going to use. And for that reason, I can't go right underneath here in the center because this is all wet. So I have to leave this door and go back onto the first door that's already dry. And we are going to do this one here. Does the chalk paste need to be sealed? How different is from the texture paste? The texture paste, I believe, is much more thicker than this chalk paste. Chalk paste is quite thin and it's easier to work with compared to the chalk texture paste. And does it need to be sealed? Yes, it needs to be sealed, and I will be sealing it after I finish doing the stencil here. I will be sealing it. It's a chalk paste, so it's like a chalk paint, so yes, it needs to be sealed. So I'm placing it right in the center here, and I'm seeing that it's not overlapping the pattern that's already there. So that's why now I see it's overlapping. So I will just move it a little more down, and I'm just going and doing it as it appears to be right. So I'm gonna put the tape here again, and here and here, and the door went inside. So I need to open that door, and okay. So once the stencil is on there, I'm gonna go and do it, put the paste right here in the center, okay? And now you need to be extra careful because this is going on top of that. So, and I can see there is paste right here and it's wet, so I have to press it with my hand and to go slowly putting the chalk paste on here. So I have to press it with one hand and do it with another. It's tricky and it takes time and patience to do it. So if you're doing raised stencil, do not rush, do it slowly. And have the confidence that you can do it, because see, I'm doing it for the first time and I am live with you guys and just doing this for the first time. So I'm going to go below and you can find the stencil. It's a new stencil and the chalk paste with the closest retailer. I have left the link here, and you can just click on that and it will take you to your local retailer. You can find that and order your stencils. And there are various designs. It's a new release, so they have a tons of design from the new release. So it's done. And you just take off the excess. And I'm gonna take this off. And it's done. So I don't want to leave any spacing in between because I want this whole center part to be really full. Look at my hands, they're so dirty. Hey Sandy, so nice to see you here. So you can see I don't want to leave any spacing here. I want this whole center to be full with the design, and then I'm gonna be doing a whitewash because this is pure white, the chalk paste, but the color that I have used is sort of a cream color, and I will be doing a dry brush or maybe a wash in this so that, you know, it just looks like a natural engraving into the carving onto the wood and not something that is made by a stencil. So you can see I wanted to show you that there is no smudge and the chalk paste is pretty thick and holds up well on these stencils. They are not as thick as they had before, and it dries super fast here, and they can be easily washed. So you can wash them in plain water. You can just rinse them and they will be clean. So once I did these around 1 o'clock. I just went and I washed this and it was clean, and now I'm doing it with you. So this is what I wanted to come and show you, how to do raised stencil. If you really haven't done it and you want to try it, then you can just watch this tutorial, watch the replay, and you know, just try and do it. It's not scary. Like I said, I am live and I'm doing this for the first time, but I'm still enjoying the look. It's totally different, and I'm sure you like it too. So you can see it a close up. This is all dry. So when you do a dry brush on it, let's say a gray color, it's gonna just settle here and it will highlight the design of the stencil. And this is the fresh one, so I'm not gonna touch it for probably 2 hours and it will dry. So you can also see the difference that once it dries, it settles down more and it's more subtle, but this is more peaky because it's wet. So I hope you had fun hanging out with me, and if you're watching the replay, let me know where you're watching from, and hope I've answered any questions. If you have any questions later on, you can comment here and I will try to get back and answer. It's Friday. I know lots of you are busy, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you all, and you can follow me and click to restore. That's number 2. I'm on Instagram too, and I have tons of tutorial using Redesign with Prima products and on YouTube, and I'm sure they will be helpful in creating a lot of stuff. Okay guys, so thank you so much and take care. Bye bye.